Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, and my good self, sponsored by the news guy, Mr. Randy Rodé. The link is below. Make sure you do check him out if you're wanting a digital PR campaign or some other deliverable that you want to give to your clients. More brand awareness, referring domains, link equity, all of that good stuff comes from a nice digital PR campaign. So check out the news guy. But we are here to answer your questions. So let us know where you're from and any questions that you may have. And we will do our best to answer them as quickly as we possibly can on a first come, first served basis. Don't be impatient if you don't get your question answered straight away. We will come to it. And we will try and answer all of the questions that get answered within reason. But yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you don't want someone asking something random. Hey, Chris, how much have you got in your bank? Answer things like that. But
much.
You spent it all. What I was going to ask you was, you said you were well rested, Chris.
Yes.
Where were you?
I was in Mexico. I was in Cancun.
Really?
I was.
Fuck.
For 6 days. I wasn't supposed to go. It was supposed to be my girl and her best friend were going to go to her sister's wedding because I had to work, right? So that was the initial plan. Because the friend has kids and stuff, and they, little Chris likes them, and they were gonna, go do stuff,
Yeah.
And I figured I'd be all home alone because my daughter went to Graham's house, right?
Mhm.
They were going to Mexico, house to myself, right? Man, you would have saw like 9 million videos. I would have been just going ham. But in any case, I went to go on little Chris duty, and we had fun, kind of, They got married right on the beach, a great ceremony. Justin and Alexis.
Nice.
They said their vows. They got married. That was cool.
On a beach?
Right on the beach.
Fuck.
Cancun. Yeah.
I've never been Mexico. It's always been on the to-do list, but...
Yeah, I learned something this time that I didn't know about. There's something about these diamonds. There's three diamond, 4 diamond, 5 diamond. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, when you're going to resorts, you want 5 diamonds, 5 diamond.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned. Not 3 or 4, 5. The level of quality.
Yeah.
Also, too, it's so hot, and those resorts are bananas, dude. Got to make sure there's like stuff to do.
Yeah.
Go on a cruise. They're fun.
Yeah.
I like cruises.
I don't know if I fancy a cruise. I don't know if I like to be on the ground, but...
Oh, you don't even feel it. And then here's what's cool. Every time they dock somewhere, you get to go off and wander around.
Yeah.
So you get one that has like 4 or 5 stops, and each time you get off, it depends on who you go with. Like if you got little guys with you, you can't carry on. But when it's just you and your boys, it's fun, man. It's fun.
Maybe in the future.
Yep.
But we have Kazi. Good to see you, Kazi. Long time no see.
Yeah.
Where have you been hiding? Hope you're good. Jafar, I am not surprised at all at this question. I've seen it everywhere in my feed for the last couple of days. The Google search document leak that reveals all of the kind of information. What's your thoughts on it, Chris? Everyone's got an opinion on it. I actually just seen someone in LinkedIn saying, "Oh, here's my opinion on it." What's your thoughts on it? So
where did it originate from?
Yeah,
who leaked it?
Yeah,
like did Google leak it? They just leaked it. I don't know. People only know what you tell them. So I don't know.
But
I always think like, nah, no way, dude.
I'm very skeptical as to the document. That's my first thing. Who leaked it? there's things on there, but everyone's going, oh, engagement, works really well on fucking websites now.
Not
We've known that for fucking years, like
a decade.
So, I think there's a lot of stuff on there that if you do SEO on a regular basis, you know a lot of the stuff. Apparently links do work according to the document and all that stuff.
Wow.
Surprise.
Surprised. I'm blown
so,
away.
I didn't. I'm not going to sit here and say I read the whole document. There's going to be some stuff on there that's going to be some kind of false information, I would imagine, on there as well. But there's obviously, the likes of engagement and stuff that, we've had competitions on CTR manipulation trying to rank for the keyword years ago, probably 2020. And we've always known engagement works very, very well. So I'm not sure what to make of the document, to be fair, but I would be very skeptical as to who leaked it and why it was leaked. That's what I would be asking. Yeah,
it was leaked on GitHub.
Yeah.
So API information on GitHub.
Yeah.
And Google did leak it. They just miraculously forgot to. That's laughable. Okay. Cool.
George says that Mexico is just like Scotland, just warmer with more sunshine. That's all I care about, George, is the sunshine.
Oh.
Even if we just had a little bit of sunshine here, it would be a great place to stay. Becky, we are answering any questions that anyone's got. So the topic can be your choice. If you've got any questions digital related, we will try our best to answer them as best we can. Just stick it in the chat. We'll work through them and help you out. At Adita, your course has been postponed again to May the 31st. Am I going to release it on the 31st, or will there be another delay? Just curious to watch it. It's a free course that I'm giving away, and people are chasing me as to when it's coming out. It should go out on the 31st. There shouldn't be any other delays, but if there is, then
there's delays.
There's delays, and it's a freebie. I'm trying to get it out on time, but yeah, I had some health issues and stuff which held up the recording of it. But hopefully, going to finish recording tomorrow. All going well, but I need to be happy with it before I rush it out. I'm not going to rush it out just because people are pushing me to do it. That's not what the free course is all about. So until I'm happy with it and I look over it and I'm content that I've given the best knowledge, then it will go out. But hopefully that will be on Friday. Touch wood, there's no issues with the recording or uploading or any drama like that. But yeah, it was health issues with me that stopped that going ahead. But I'm not going to go into that in too much more detail. It is what it is. But George has a question. Where do you think Google Business Services are going? They keep removing features and functionality. So will the former free services go behind a paywall? So we seen yesterday the DMs on Google Business are stopping. I think it's is it the end of this month or the end of July?
I thought it was June.
June.
Yeah.
But what yeah, it's coming. Do you think it's going because no one uses it, or is there an ulterior motive, like maybe some of those services going behind a paywall?
It could be both, but I mean, how much farther down are they going to push all of it together? Right? It's been pushed down. There's been more and more paid being added. They're stripping away functionality. They're making maps and pro lists. They're doing. It's only a matter of time before it's all gone. Why would they offer anything free?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Plus lack of usage. I've talked to numerous clients where they loathe that message thing. They think it's annoying.
Yeah.
You know?
All I ever really get through it is people trying to sell me reviews.
Yeah. Yep. And then the clients are losing their minds. Like, what is this? You know, yeah. I know about that.
We don't need that much more lines of communication, really, do we? We've got Skype, we've got WhatsApp, we've got fucking Facebook, and all that kind of stuff as well. There's just no need for it. Is it frequently used enough? I'm not so sure. And George says the same. My thought also are mostly spam on all his LGs. I don't think I've ever. Now, I don't claim to have hundreds of GMBs. I think it's all been spam that I've had, George, if I'm being honest. But as I say, I don't claim to do. I don't have a whole bunch of lead gen websites or anything, so I could be wrong. But Jude McLean, Google is indexing first published versus last modified dates in the index, even though I have both displayed and within the schema any tips. The only workaround is to remove the first created, but he wants both on there.
Google does what they want, right? So I mean, you can try. It's kind of like even with the titles. You know, they're trying all this stuff, adding schema, but still Google just does whatever they want. So if that's what they're showing, then that's what they're showing. Is there anything that you can do? And if there was, is it really? I mean, does it make much of a difference? Honestly, right? So I wouldn't be overly concerned with that. Google's going to do whatever they want. Do I have a workaround or a fix other than changing that date? I don't, unfortunately, and I'm sorry.
Me neither, Jude. Nothing I can add to that. But you have both displayed within the schema any tips. But yeah, there's not much I can add. If anyone, it makes my content look outdated compared to competition, I think.
I can understand that. Yeah, but if it's ranking, it's ranking. When you're looking, you personally, when you're looking at a piece of content, does that sway you either way? You know, you're going to the top 3 or the top 1, top 2, top 30, right? I'm looking for relevant information to answer the query that I have. You know, I'm not swayed either way by the date, unless it's like from 2012 and I'm trying to learn about a new tactic for 2024, you know, but
yeah,
I wouldn't worry, my friend.
Becky, any questions that you like, anything you're stuck with, you can ask. We don't know what you don't know, so we're here to try and help answer your questions. So if you are in SEO or digital marketing and you've got something like some of the other guys have asked, then we're more than happy to try and offer our expertise if we can.
That's right.
We might not know the answer to everything, though, but we'll give it our best shot. But yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. 98% spam, says George, on the GBP messages. Kazi has a question. Neuron Writer versus Surfer SEO. Done any tests with the content written on both AI they use? So have you played with Neuron Writer?
Yes. You know, they all essentially do the same thing. I have played with it. As far as the AI is concerned, I don't use either page optimizers, neurons, or surfers as far as their AI is concerned. I don't use either of those tools, to be honest. So maybe Craig might have a better answer.
I don't use the AI either. You know, my process would basically be I would create content. Now, let's say, for example, I've done a YouTube video. I may go into Koala Writer from there, take the YouTube URL, and Koala Writer will basically use AI to create a blog post based on the transcription from YouTube. From there, I may do some human editing, then put it into Surfer and stuff like that. And then obviously run it through Grammarly and a few more tweaks and stuff like that. But I don't use AI out the box from either of those tools. It's just not for me. I think Koala Writer is the one that I would use to create the shell of the article or the headers and you know, the base of the article. But I'm very much in the camp of a lot of human editing, potentially using Quillbot, running it through Grammarly, and then putting it into Surfer, which I've been playing with a lot just now because they've got the auto optimize and you can auto internal link and stuff like that, which I quite like. So I think Surfer is working very well, and the articles I'm creating using that overall strategy are working well, but I haven't used Neuron Writer for quite some time. So it may also do similar. I can't say one or the other's better when I've only used one of them. So Surfer for me, just based on that's the one that I use at the moment. George has a question. Have either of you tried Perpelity? I like the fact that you get citations on where the info came from. I've never even heard of it. I'm going to have a quick look. Perpelity. Are you aware of this one, Chris?
Nope. Perplexity? No, that's not it.
That's an AI. Oh, Perplexity. It is Perplexity. Have you played with that, Chris?
I can't say I have. An AI search engine that provides trusted answers to any question. Interesting. Well, no, I have not. I'm so focused on, you know, like I don't. If something breaks in the process, we go back to the drawing board. But we're working on carpet cleaning and pools and personal injury law. And so many things going on.
It's actually pretty neat. Perplexity, just from what I put in, I just asked it who I was, and then it's churned out some decent info there, and I've asked it. I'm just going to the questions now. How has Craig Campbell's YouTube channel impacted his SEO career? Dude, that's decent. That's churning out some nice stuff. Never used it, but on the very quick look I've just had, I'm liking it a lot. That is fucking decent. I'm bookmarking that. Wait a minute. Sorry, we'll come to the questions in a minute. Perplexity. Decent. Now, I like the fact that you get citations on where the info comes from. Yeah, I like that there where it showed you like LinkedIn or whatever. It's showing you where the information's coming from, Chris. So it's not just randomly plucking information out its ass, if you like. It's yeah, that looks good, George. Thank you for that. It's not often we get someone showing us something, so appreciate that. If you've got any others, feel free to share them. Do expired domains get their backlinks back after reactivation? Asks Nerdy Romero.
Do expired domains get back their backlinks after reactivation? Some. A lot of times you lose a lot. What I've noticed, depending on how long it's been down, will determine how many will actually come back. Because a lot of those sites, if they're returning a 404 or a 500 error for a long period of time, a lot of those links fall off. So a lot of them come back, but I would say you would lose a vast majority depending on how long it's been expired for.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think gone are the days where you're going to get the full power and backlink profile that was once there. I don't believe that happens anymore. But you know, it's better than a kick in the nuts, essentially. So I would still use an expired domain, but I do think once it's expired and that cut-off's there, I do think there's an element of power, trust and authority and everything else that's diminished, in my opinion. So hopefully that answers your question, Nerdy. Kazi says, what would be the go-to for your keyword clustering now? I still do it manually after Surfer SEO. Seems to get the best results, but is there a less time-consuming process that you all have?
I'm primarily working on local business websites, small business websites, right? There's for us and the sites that we're working on, they only offer X amount of services. Let's say 2 services, maybe 3. So for us, there's only so many questions or concerns that we could actually build depth of concept around. Like if they're doing carpet cleaning, how many questions are there? How much more depth can I build without turning the site into a blog? So I'm not primarily focused on building out a boatload of content to over or supersede the service pages. I just want to support the main topic, 2 to 5 articles tops, maybe 7 articles per service. And that's pretty much the extent of it. What I'm looking for is to answer 7 very simple questions: who, what, when, why, where, and how. And then we'll do a best of list depending on what the client is. That's what we do. I'm not really building blogs or doing affiliate type stuff. Hopefully it helps you.
Hopefully it does, but I still do it manually, Kazi. I've tried a lot of different tools and stuff, but I still think that manual element's needed to do that. But yeah, Becky, besides Google, are there any SEOs that give you a good result without ranking Google favorites on top? Are there any SEOs?
Give you a good result without ranking Google's favorites on top? What's this? Peace.
No, I'm saying hello to Santan.
Oh, I'm not really understanding that question, Becky. I apologize.
Yeah, if you could read that, please, Becky. Is there any other search engines that give you a good result without ranking Google's favorites on top? I don't know. I don't know what entirely what you mean there, Becky. If you, or do they rank differently? Oh, like so Bing and Google and stuff like that. Yeah, there's different algorithms, if that's what you mean. You know, Bing, for example, still uses, you know, I find it easier to rank a keyword-rich domain name. Bing is very much like SEO from 2012. So some of them are, you know, arguably a lot easier. Google is complex. Google's the biggest one. Google's got the market share, and Google's the, you know, the king for now. And I think, you know, it is becoming harder and harder. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But what's your opinions, Chris, on other search engines, Yahoo, Bing, that type of thing?
Well, Bing feeds a lot of them, you know. So I think you hit the nail on the head. The exact matches and high density backlinks don't play as big of a part. Yeah, the exact matches or partial matches, traffic signals affect Bing massively. And generally, if you're doing good on Bing, I forget exactly which ones it feeds, but I think Bing feeds Yahoo, AOL. They have like a whole slew of them that they're all using Bing's data. So I would just focus on Google and Bing, and that's that. As far as tips, I primarily focus on Google, but that's what I know about Bing. Hopefully it helps you.
And Kazi, yes, we both still run private groups that are paid for. You can find that on chrispalmer.org or craigcampbellseo.com. Or join both. There's a lot of guys that are in both.
Yes.
Both offer slightly different experiences and different angles to the industry. So I think there's you know, there's a heap. I can't remember the exact number, but there's a there's a lot that are in both. I can tell you that much. And both, or those guys have stuck in both for a considerable amount of time. So I would hope that we're both offering different types of value and making it worthwhile. So, yeah, you can have a look, Kazi. But Sir Klopp has a question for you, Chris. EDU backlink building service, 140 links for $60. Is this for profiles or guest posts, and are they indexable?
Wow, that's inexpensive. Is that us? Oh, you're asking me about my service. Oh, okay. So 140.edu/gov links for $60. That's a vast. There's some guest post. A lot of them are going to be either profile, comment, or user. Like on the EDU, they call it like UGC content. Let's just say it's UGC profiles and some guest posts. Out of that 140, you probably get 10 that'll just be just about you or whatever you're promoting. Most of them are going to be UGC for sure. As far as indexation is concerned, out of that 140, if you don't do anything to it at all, it really depends on what you're targeting. I mean, if you don't do anything at all, I've never looked. We usually start building links to those or run them through an indexer. So hopefully it helps you.
Hopefully that does help you, Sir Klopp. Hello, Vladdy. Good to see you. If you've got any questions, guys, please do leave them in the chat. Also, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff as well. Just a reminder. Honey has a question. There is always a difference between search volume of Google AdWords and SEMrush data. Google AdWords show 1 to 10K, but SEMrush shows 300 volume per month. Which one is correct in your opinion, Chris?
I think SEMrush's data, depending on the keyword, is going to be a lot better for some keywords as opposed to others. I don't know which keywords you're looking at. Are they, if it's only 300 or 1,000 to 10K, like, they do very, very well with very popular key terms and key phrases and stuff that they have a lot of data on, or a lot of people have connected the GSC accounts to, right? Yeah. I noticed they have a lot of good data there. As far as correct, hard to say. Those are two of the best tools that I use. So and they're equal to me.
Honey is specifically in local keywords. To add to that, Honey, obviously, I think the local keywords will be slightly more off, if you like, because they are much more localized. They're not big nationwide generic key phrases. And not as many local people are plugged in via their search console to SEMrush. What I will also say to that, Honey, having worked with SEMrush for a long time, SEMrush basically come up with a mathematical calculation on what what the search volumes are based on a whole bunch of different data. Is that going to be more accurate than Google themselves? Who, although SEMrush can collect data by adding in set people's search console and whatnot, I do still think that there is a discrepancy in terms of the data that both SEMrush, Ahrefs, and various other tools. I think there is a discrepancy. I think it is massively downplayed, in my opinion. So if I put mine in to SEMrush, my website, it will say I get around about 16,000 clicks a month or whatever it may be. I know I get significantly more if I go into my own search console or analytics. So there is still a discrepancy there, but I think that gap is getting closed. I think SEMrush really do have some amazing data. And do Google overplay it? Who knows? I don't know that much because I've never worked with them. But I think SEMrush probably underplays it, if anything, which I think is a good thing. And even in local areas, if it says there's 300 searches, so what? It's still worth going for. 300 leads for a local guy is something you want to try and grab a share of the pie for. And if that turns out to be 1,000, happy days. So it's win-win. As long as there is volume, then I think you should go for it. But Vladdy, what do you guys look at when evaluating a website that provides guest posts and niche edits? I usually focus on their backlink profile and whether they look like a link farm or not. So what are you looking for in terms of quality metrics, Chris?
Referring domains category. What category is it in? Referring domains. And where's the link placed? How's the internal linking? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm paying top dollar, I'm going to do a lot more scrutiny. If I'm getting links in bulk at a low cost, I want to know how's the internal linking? Where's the link placed at? Like which level? How many referring domains does it have and what category is it in? Now, if I'm paying $100, $200 a pop, I might start looking at, you know, I might scrutinize a lot more. If I'm paying 10, 5, 20, I want to know how many links they got. What's the referring domains? Where is it at? And what category is it in? That's what I'm looking for. Do you over scrutinize directory listings or citations?
No.
You know, do you over scrutinize Web 2? I'm trying to get referring domains. What do you think, Craig?
Again, I think it comes down to price, like you say. You know, if I'm paying, I'll just give you an example. Let's say it's $200 and it's a website like Market Watch, which has got 80,000 outbound links.
That's the other thing.
45 million links from every Tom, Dick, and Harry pointing to Market Watch. That is important to me. You know, so you know the number of outbound links that they've got. And the links that point to the website, well, I do look at traffic as well. If the website's got traffic, which Market Watch does. I think I've done a video on it today, actually, as part of my course. And I think they've got like 40 million hits a month. So it ticks the boxes in terms of minimum traffic value. It ranks for, you know, a couple of million keywords. They do a lot of paid traffic. So you're looking at that going, fuck, you know, this is a really good website. And, you know, it's a DR70, I think it is. But when in fact, it's a DR91. But when you look at the number of outbound links, you can tell why it's $30. I know why it's $30 because every person in the world that knows what they're doing has a link on Market Watch. So, you know, the outbound links for me and the cost of it. I think if you're buying it at $5 and $10, you don't give a shit, like Chris says. But you know, if I'm spending, you know, $100 or $200, then I want something that's not been spammed to death for that price. There's got to be, you know, what am I getting extra for my money? Because if that's the case, why do I not just go and find another one for $10 if that's the metric? So if I'm getting something that's not been saturated and something that Chris Palmer can't get his hands on because he's not aware of it, then that's something I want to try and get to keep ahead of the competition. So that's what I can add to that. George, since Google is really cranking down influence radius for GBPs and cutting off ranking based on city boundaries, how do you feel about using multiple GBPs? So CC Pros, Seattle, CC Pros, Denver, etc. You've done that before, Chris. You do that on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, more lures in the water is always better. A slight variation to the name is highly effective, but can you carry that and can you get them? You know, sheesh. Yeah, that's excellent. I think that's the way to go. Absolutely.
And you can get them. There's some knacks to it and some fuckery and all that stuff, which you'll probably find out a lot more about in Chris's group because a lot of those guys fuck around with that type of stuff. But it can be done. But you still got the old CC pony rides, Chris?
I haven't checked that in a long time. I'm curious. Do you mind if I just take a quick look here?
Go for it.
Pony rides. What city was that?
I can't remember. I just remember sitting at a presentation and I'm like, half listening. Then I seen the CC pony rides and I'm like, motherfucker.
Oh, that was, man. I feel like that was so long ago. Nah, I don't see it out here.
Probably been blasted. But I was just curious when he said CC Pros. I thought I'd better check in and see what's happening with CC Pony Rides.
Oh, that's right. It was in Sweet. It was on Sweet Lips Road. Oh, it's still funny. Sorry.
But yes, it can be done, George, to answer your question. GBP per location page. Yes, I've got friends who do it per big location. It is a bit of a fuckery, though, to get them verified and all that stuff. But yeah, do what you need to do.
Yeah, I think the way now, I mean, I don't know. We just went over probably 2 weeks ago because I was gone for a week. Just gave one of them away. Getting them is I like the terminology used, a little bit of effery, you know?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
When I talk to Slaughter and some of the stuff he does, you're just like, Slaughter, this seems like too much work, man, what you do.
Yeah, he gets wild with it.
Yeah, he goes all dirty with it. And it works. It's working for him. So it's hard to knock someone who's successful with it, but it just gives me a sore head because he just mumbles, yeah, I'm doing this and I fuck around with that and do this. And you're like, nah, come on, man. That's too much.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. But SEMrush shows traffic increase on client e-com site after AI overview, but Search Console or Analytics does not to that extent. Have you seen any changes on e-com SEO due to an AI overview? You seen anything like that, Chris?
SEMrush shows traffic increase on client e-com site, but Search Console or Analytics does not? No, I can't say I have.
I was hoping you were going to come up with something, but nah.
No.
But maybe, yeah, I don't know. You would need to dig a bit deeper. We would need more information on that, Kazi, unfortunately.
That's a US thing. You don't even have that out there yet, do you?
No. We do not. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. ZD Electrical. We are very well, thank you. Hope you're well, mate. Ricken. First of all, I've been following you guys for a while now, and I've gotten a lot out of your advice. Thank you. Thank you. I recently started building a PBN for my website, for my site. It's a financial services website. How long should I wait before linking to my money website? Are homepage links safe? And is it important to build good links to these sites, or should I just focus on buying quality domains? So, Chris, you have a PBN. You have homepage links. What is your answer to Ricken here?
No matter what, you're going to need some diversity of backlinks, right? You're going to need to go to other vendors, and you're going to need some of the essentials. It's financial. I'm not sure which angle you're going. Is it local financial? Are you trying to? I'm not sure exactly your angle, but you're going to need more diversity of backlinks. Mm-hmm. As far as the homepages are concerned, if this is a private for you or very low outbound, I have found that the homepages are highly effective. I actually love homepage links, to be quite frank with you. Yeah, I think they're great. So if you're acquiring a site for say $50 or $100, it's got 400 referring domains, and you're just linking to your stuff, man, that's excellent. I mean, what's hosting cost? Not much, you know?
Yeah.
So homepage links are highly effective. Yes, I think they're great. I would be very cautious on the amount of outbound links you have or cross-referencing your stuff, because if SEMrush can pick it, I'm sure like they'll do the little network thing and make you red. So you have to be cautious on how you're cross-linking, and which IPs you're sitting on, right? So be cautious with that if you're building it out. But if you're acquiring, setting them up, and then just linking out to your assets one-to-one, you know, not the most cost-effective, but definitely you'll get what you're looking for there. And then as far as what was the other piece of that question there? Are they, guys, great advice, money site? Are homepage links safe? Yes, they are. It can't be your whole backlink profile. You need diversity. And then is it important to build good links to these sites or just let them sit? See, the reason why you will want to build links to them is because that's how Google works, right? They're crawling. They consistently crawl. So if I want a new cache, right? If I want a new crawl, you build links and then it'll hit those links and then it'll come to your site again. It keeps it fresh. So you don't need to go dumping a bunch of dough, but I need to get some fresh links built. Yes. And then don't worry about the homepage. Link, it's those internal pages is what you're going to build to. Right. And then link out from the homepage. And hopefully that helps you.
Hopefully. Can't really add much else to there. I think Chris literally left me with nothing on the plate. But
sorry.
Hey,
oh, and jack up your internal links. Right.
Yeah.
When you're building those pages and you're sending in links, like not like a client site, like go crazy with the internal links and point them up. And then that'll be all. That'll do it. You get 100 of them babies cooking.
You'll be doing well.
You'll be doing well.
Gilo, map search. Do you favor a search of service or service location? And what's the best way you have found to get the search volume data?
Do I favor search of service or service plus location? Well, we want both and all, right? So we want to do both to build depth of concept. We're going to talk about the service and everything that encompasses the service. And then if we're targeting states, great, we'll build those. And if we want to target specific locations or cities within that state, then we build those. As far as finding volume, it's really, we're not overly concerned. If we have X client and they do X service in X area, I don't care. We're building a page. If it's just dead and it doesn't go and it doesn't get anything, then yes, we'll prune that 6 months in or 90 days in, depending on their budget. But if they do a service in a city, that's what we got to go for, So yeah. Hopefully that helps you out.
There you go, Gilo. ZD Electrical. Craig, I need a Sparky for Glasgow and a groundskeeper. Dude,
it's a Sparky.
A Sparky, an electrician.
Oh,
we call it a Sparky in the UK. He's from South Africa. He's using the local lingo. But trying to get local tradesmen up here doing is fucking horrific. I can't even get a guy to cut the hedge. Let alone get a Sparky. Like, it's months and months and months, especially at this time of year, trying to get someone. So I can't help you with that, but maybe Slorry would be a good shout. He works with a lot of these guys and may have a client. So maybe Slorry or one of those guys might have a contact for you, but I'm the worst guy in the world. I'll let my wife find all the contacts for the house type of things.
Here's the phone.
She deals with that shit for me, dude. I get
Here's the check. I love you, honey. Good luck. That's what I do.
If I can't get it done tomorrow, I'm not fucking interested. Like, when I get an idea or whatever it may be, I'm like, I want it done tomorrow. And anyone who's like, no, dude, I'll come and see you in a few weeks, you're like, no, dude, I've got the money now. Come and fucking get it or fuck off.
Get it done now or I have to go out there, and I ain't going out there.
Yeah.
That's exactly it right there.
So my wife is much better at handling that type of thing rather than me, because I'm just a douchebag when it comes to that thing. So yeah, that's my excuse anyway.
Dude, that's funny. I feel the same way, because like she's telling me to go do it. I'm like, no. I'm not going out there.
So my wife's actually handy with certain things. My wife can do more DIY than me. I've just never been a DIY guy. Not for me.
DIY website.
Yeah. Sure, anything with that.
Yeah, any web. Yes.
So hanging a picture or building furniture. Nah, not for me, man.
How about car stuff?
No.
That's okay. Some of the car stuff is fun. I just like to do it just to see if I could, depending on what the car is. No, you're good.
Nah, I'm good, mate. I'd rather just pay someone. Fuck that. I blow shit up, dude.
I understand.
Nah, I'm not good with that. But honey, and guys, keep the questions coming. Do like, comment, whatever you want on the channel. We need more engagement on the comments.
Yeah, I was in that leak.
Yeah. Was it actually?
No,
Oh, yeah.
he talked about more engagement.
I was going to say, what was it actually? But
Yeah.
fucking, I didn't read all of those pages. I look at the people who summarize it. That's all I care about. But Honey has a client who's getting 80 to 100 users as per webmaster. Majority of 70% are in business. Keywords are in the immigration niche. How much should I charge? Any range for a month of getting 80 to 100 users?
One of my clients is getting 80 to 100 users as per webmaster. Okay. Majority 70.
It's from Australia. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I know, but what? Majority 70% are business keywords and immigration niche. How much should I charge? Any range for a month? How much should you charge for what? Your service or to give them the leads? What are we flipping here? Am I not understanding correctly? One of my clients is getting this. What should you charge them?
Yeah. That's what I'm taking from it.
Service cost plus time equals their cost. I don't know what services are you doing? What is your deliverables? And how much time are they extracting from your life that you have to give to them? And then you have to decide, okay, what are these services worth and what is my time worth?
So if you're doing 20 hours a month to get those leads, what do you value yourself at? Is it $100 an hour? There you go.
Exactly. And then what did you invest into them, right? To help them get there. Like, is it a site? Is it social? Like, what are you doing? I just take those two, put them together. That's your number.
Yeah. That's
me though. Other people are just like, $5,000? No. $4,000? No. Just work your way down until you get a yes. But that's up to you.
Rickon has another question about the PBN. He's using the HT access to block everyone except Google. Is that a good or a bad idea? Rickon, that is a footprint in itself. If you've got like SEMrush, Ahrefs, and all these kind of bots blocked on all of your websites, is that a massive fucking footprint? Of course it is.
Yeah, who does that?
So
normal people don't do that.
You want to be hiding itself. If I was Google and I was looking at that would instantly to me say I need to dig deeper into what this guy's up to. So I don't agree that it's a good idea. That's
yes,
unfortunate.
Yeah, and if you're at that stage, and don't link them together. Don't link them together. Get on different CDNs, right? Different IP ranges. And then definitely don't block. Like, think a normal user doesn't do that. You want to be hiding in plain sight,
Yeah.
That's that. Get cyber, have it just auto post for you. Keep that baby live. You know what I mean? Let that sucker, and then you can make it do misspellings and stuff. You know? Like, just like a normal dude, you just got a little site, like, woohoo! But really you're sucking power out of it.
Just like a normal Chris Palmer.
Like a normal Chris Palmer, exactly. There you go.
Good man. I'm up your side next week around the tune. 7th and 8th. Sadly, Dune, I'm not going to be here. I'm in Milan next week. And then I'm in Spain. I'm going from Milan straight to Spain. For an event in Milan next Thursday and Friday, and then flying to Spain on the Saturday, which I think is the 8th, for I think it's 8 days. So sadly, I won't be around, mate, but I think Slaughty will be. So, or one of the other lads will be kicking around. So give them a shout, man. They'll meet up for a beer. Fred, as a small service business, what do we need to do to avoid elimination from SERP after Google showed intention to implement context-based and AI SERP? So how does he avoid elimination as a small service business?
It's not everyone's question. Generally, they start with, it always seems like they pick sectors and then move towards the smaller, right? So I think once it actually starts happening at scale and you can consume and see the pitfalls, then I think you can make a decision. But at this time to prepare, I don't think that's, like, don't spin your wheels right now. They generally start in the bigger sectors, though, or the harder sectors. And then you can start, developing yourself a plan, kind of like with that EAT stuff. And every time they have like these types of little updates. So sit on your hands and wait. I know it's hard, but then learn from everyone else's mistakes. And then you can work on prevention. But that'd be my best advice.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps you, Mr. Fred Hunter. Randy is here. His link is below. That is the news guy that we mentioned earlier on. So do check him out. But guys, keep the questions coming. We do have about 8 minutes left. So any last minute questions, don't lurk and pile in at the last 2 minutes. Ask away just now, and we will be more than happy to answer them. First come, first serve again. But I'm just seeing if we missed any. We didn't get Honey's answer because we didn't understand it. Nah, we've done all the questions so far. They were coming in thick and fast, but they have slowed up. So do keep them coming, guys. But Dune, apologies, I'm not going to be around, mate. It would have been good to catch up. But sadly, Milan calls me and it's a much nicer place. So
there you go.
Yeah. But George, on the topic of schema, do you like to create one for all website pages, excluding pages like to terms of service?
Okay. Note that I primarily work on local sites, right? So the vast majority of schema where we're going to spend the most time will be on the home page. However, there's elements that are on every page that will be marked up that will be site-wide, like organization, site navigation, the logo, our mantra, those types of things. So am I going to go out of my way and spend a lot of time for little effect on the inner pages? Not generally, unless it's going to be something that, if all the competition has all these schemas, then yes, we're going to do it. But generally, we go out of our way on the home page, and then we have our basics for the internal pages. Hopefully that helps you.
Yes, hopefully it does. What are the AI-based go-to features we can implement on the web? So anything you can advise, Chris, AI to get featured or implement on the web?
I really don't at this time. I apologize. Like they've been making so many updates with maps. I've been focusing a lot of attention on maps for my clients. And just, I don't. That has not been an area of focus. So I apologize.
I don't know either, Fred. I think it's too early to say. But hopefully see you in the summer somewhere doing. Ricken, what do you think of doing CTR manipulation with US-based micro workers? Do you still fuck around with micro workers, Chris?
No, not as much as I did. We built a system. I mean, hey, if that's the best opportunity you have and you could get the cost within your range or your budget to send in a little trickle of traffic, especially to help get stuff indexed or stay indexed, I should say, sure. But do I think that you can go and sign up for micro workers and take pages from position 22 to 1 or even 9 to 1? Nah, not without having to keep spending money. And if you're going to spend the money anyway, instead of spending 12 cents a click, you might as well just spend the 50 cents or $1 and send Google with the extra benefit of being able to catch a sale. Micro workers, there's no opportunity for sale. So if you're going to send traffic and you're going to pay for it and you're going to pay in that way, just buy it from Google or Facebook, or Reddit. I hope that helps you.
Hopefully it does. Randy is saying, did you chat about the Google code leak? Your thoughts? Is it a win? We did. It was the first fucking thing we were asked, believe it or not, as you would expect. But our thoughts on it were, we've not looked that much into it, but some of the stuff, we did mention was who leaked it and why would they leak it? Would be the first question. And does it tell us anything that we didn't already know, such as engagement signals help with SEO and link building helps with SEO? Stuff we already knew. So I'm not sure if it's a deliberate leak, Randy. I am always skeptical with these things, and I think Chris is in the same boat. Would that be right?
And did it originate from Rand?
I've seen the tweet or the blog post that he put out, and there was rumors of that being the case. Something like it came across to him on the
You got an email?
Yeah, he got an email.
An anonymous email with a Google leak.
Yeah.
And now we're going to share it.
Yeah. Google leak guy, please send one to me so I can look at it as well. He probably
Dude, I'll blast it. I know this, though. Like, Rand's been around. Anybody, if somebody sent you an anonymous email with some secret sauce from Google, would you tell anybody? Not a soul.
Not a soul.
Not a soul.
Not until I rip the absolute arse out of it. Then maybe. But, what makes Rand think that stuff's that's like me dropping you an anonymous email and telling you a whole bunch of stuff and then you just passing it off as gospel. Like, how? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and what is Rand? I mean, that got a good buzz, though. Everyone's chatting about it. It's all over. Like, is he coming out with a new product or something? What else is he doing? That's just, I got an anonymous email. Like Rand, you got your marketing down pat, bro. Good job.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, there's not much else we said about it, Randy. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But George also says, thanks for the fun time. See ya in the SERPs. Hopefully, George, and thank you for the questions. Guys, if you do have anything very last minute, please do put it in now before we start to wrap up and tell you to go and check out Randy, the news guy, whose link is below. Before we tell you to like, subscribe to both Chris and I's channels, check chrispalmer.org out and all of that kind of good stuff. Because, we don't want to hold you for any longer than your questions, if there are no further questions. So, but we are back and we will be back at the same time. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. I don't know if I can do next week. I'll tell you later, Chris, if I can. I'm flying to Milan next Wednesday. I'm almost certain I'm going to be on a fucking flight, but I'll let you know.
Our business class on the, hey guys, welcome to today.
No business class for Milan. They don't do it. It's like so it's like a 2-hour flight. So it's one of those shitty little planes. A
Frontier plane. You're like holding on to the seat, like, oh man, I hope this thing floats.
Yeah. Any substitute to Harrow, try out Quoted. Any other substitutes, Chris?
You gave it up. There it is.
Quoted is the one you can use. And stay cool, Dune. But we are out of time for this week. I will let you guys know later on if I can make it next week. But yeah, that is us for this week anyway. Thank you for all the questions. And do check out chrispalmer.org. Randy the News Guy below. The link is there. And yeah, see you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.
Have a good one.